Hello my folks, once again, welcome to Roots Gourmet Kitchen. Today we are going to make cornbread and I thought I'd take you guys along with me so we can do this together. For this recipe I'm using 2 cups of cornmeal and I'm using the yellow cornmeal. There is also white cornmeal, whichever you prefer to use. I'm using 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/3 of a cup of white granulated sugar, 3 eggs, 1 stick of salted butter, 3/3 of a cup of oil, and salt. I just have like 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to start. You can start with 2 bowls, but I'm going to start with 1 bowl. You can put your dry ingredients in 1 bowl for starters and the wet in 1, but today I'm just going to do it the simple way. I'm just going to go with 1 bowl. So I'm going to start with my dry ingredients. There's my cornmeal, my all-purpose flour, my sugar, and some people don't like sugar in there, so you don't really have to put it. It's a choice. It's what you like. My baking powder, my salt, and I'm using sea salt just for taste, and you just give it a little whisk around, just kind of get things going here. And for cornbread, it all depends on how dense you like it. You can use what amount of corn flour you prefer. If you want to have a little more cornmeal, that's all up to you, but either way it's going to be good. The recipe I have here is going to be really juicy. It's going to be really buttery and flaky. So if you guys follow the exact directions that I'm giving you here, you'll be very, very pleased with this cornbread. So we are going to start by putting the wet ingredients in, and I'm going to start with the buttermilk. I'm just going to make a little hole here and start with the buttermilk. Buttermilk in. And guys, I don't like wasting my ingredients, so you guys would notice I usually just scrape everything down in there. My 3 eggs are going in now. My 3 eggs. And the melted butter. Melted salted butter. The salted butter usually gives your cornbread a much nicer texture and taste. So if you can help it, try to use the salted butter. And of course the oil makes your cornbread very, very moist. And that's where you're going to get all your texture from this. So we are going to go in now. We're going to whip this around. And I left my buttermilk out just in case it's a little too dry. If you go in, it doesn't matter what the recipe calls for, if you go in and see it's a little too wet, a little too dry, you could always add a little more buttermilk to make it really, really moist, because you want your cornbread mixture to be really, really moist, a little lighter than a cake batter. So you can just pour it into your tin. So right now I think for me this is a little too thick, so I am just going to put a little more buttermilk in here because I want to get a light, airy, buttery taste. So put the spoons of this. I'm just going to work it in there. And folks, my cornbread is really, really moist, so I think you guys would enjoy this recipe. Look at that, folks. And don't forget, the buttermilk that I'm putting here is not too much, because the corn usually sucks up a lot of the ingredients. That's one of the reasons why we do put butter and oil. So the corn is not going to suck everything up and make your cornbread too dry. You see this, folks? Look at that. This is the texture you're looking for. And it could even be lighter. And you'll see how my cornbread will come out. Nice and light. But you'll still have the corn texture, the butter flavor, and everything in there. So this is what we're looking for, folks. Very, very easy to make. It's as though you're going to make a pancake. I'm just going to taste my batter to see. Very nice. You can taste the butter, enough salt in there. I already have my oven preheated. And I have my bowl already greased here. So I'm just going to go in and put this in. And we're going to go straight to the oven and get this cornbread on the way. So folks, we are just going to put this cornbread in the bowl. And this is going to bake for 25 to 35 minutes. We're going to check it in, check on it to see where it's at. And folks, cornbread normally crack in the middle a little bit. So if you see your cornbread have a little crack just in the middle here when it's done, it's okay. It's fine. Folks, come back here and meet me in 45 minutes. I'm going to put this in my preheated oven and I'll see you guys in a bit. Folks, I think my cornbread is ready. Let's take it out and let's check it out and see what's going on. That looks pretty good. Folks, you remember I told you guys, if you see a crack in your cornbread, that's okay. We're just going to test it. Look at that. Nice and clean. Look, nothing. That means it's cooked. And look at the nice golden colors. You just take your knife and run it through like this so you can get it off the baking sheet. Look at that. Folks, normally some people like to pour butter over the cornbread. But I'm very convinced that my cornbread is moist enough that I don't have to put the extra fat on. So let's go in here and check it out. Let's take a dive in here. Let's cut this and see. Oh, look at that, folks. Well, not very straight, but look at that. Look at how moist this looks. Folks, look at how moist this looks. We're just going to take this up from here like this and place it on this plate. Look at that, folks. Look at how cushiony this is. I told you my cornbread is the best. Maybe you didn't believe me. It literally melts in your mouth. Look at this, folks. Soft. Soft, soft, soft. Folks, try my cornbread. You won't be disappointed. Try my cornbread. Today, I'm very pleased to present this to you. Once again, thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen today, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and do not forget to subscribe to make this beautiful dish. Ciao for now. See you later. I'm going to go in and have some of this. Take care. Have a good night. Let me point this again. More